Hello, and thank you for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, well, I had to get right back into the part two because right when I was finishing and ending, I thought of another huge, crucial thing, and one that is on my standards list that a lot of men take so personally, but they don't understand it's on my list because how personal it is to them. And my standard on my list is that you must plan or have started some kind of investing of their money. And it's really crazy how there's a lot of palm colored white men who don't know how to save money or they are terrible with money. But back to black men, back to black men. And oh, yeah, hi, how are you? Yeah, I just dived in. I'm really petty. And once I know I have about 160, almost 170 episodes. And I'm gonna start being funny one day, but yeah, I'm still. Let's just say when you have over 300 screenshots of vile, awful, horrible, racist, sexist, bigoted men who try to devalue me and tell me what a woman is and what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm not supposed to work on my dreams, goals, aspirations, and things, and or that I'm not black enough, or that they don't have to listen to me because of my slanted eyes and like my cheap hair, which part of me is just like, if I'm not going anywhere, what, like, yeah, it's like I have so many thoughts. Like, I've already talked about the Crown Act, I think last year, so maybe I can go back into it. But there's so many things with African American hair where since I mean I love my hair, but I get mocked and teased so much that I don't feel comfortable, especially around black men, because they're the ones that tear me down. They're the ones that tell me I'm ugly. And even with wigs, and they tell me I'm not spending enough, or I'm not doing enough, or why am I wearing like horse's hair? And so yeah, I can get into that, but maybe a little later. But oh, and please like, comment, and subscribe. It's like, yeah, I tell a lot of good stories, and everything I talk about with my life is factual. I talk politics. I keep saying I'm going to get back into the Reddit answers and my opinions. I will soon, but it's like especially within the election and 45 coming back, and also with starting a business and the same businesses that a lot of men can't stand that I'm starting. A lot of men where when they find out that I'm self-publishing my books, some try to judge me because some people hear anybody can self-publish a book. It takes real work for a publisher to get you. Yeah, well, I have 3 degrees, and one of my minor is in business, but I also have an MBA in internet marketing, and I've studied the publishing industry. A lot of people don't know that. Yes, the celebrities, yeah, they could go get your publisher, let them do at least a lot of the work, but the marketing you're still going to have to do. And also, once you have a publisher, it's like you're going to be begging for a check, like not begging, but I mean, they give you an allowance or a check, but if you are able to do it yourself, that's one reason why I'm self publishing. It's like I'm trying to create my own business with it, because if I work hard enough and I keep going and doing, it's like I won't have to hear someone else tell me, write books with white main characters, because no one's going to read a book with a black main character. Or why give your main character a disability? no one's going to care about her. Or the Christian community. How dare you put characters in there that are in the LGBTQ? You're going to hell. You're such a disappointment and all that other stuff. And blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I'm doing me. I'm writing my books. I'm writing a book that I would want to enjoy and dig into and everything. And it's crazy how many black men have told me that I better not, or I'm crazy, or delusional, or I act too white because I'm writing books and starting my businesses and that I invest. Oh, because even when I taught in the inner city, do you know, like sometimes I would bring it up because I think more African American students need to learn about the option of investing, especially since I believe the numbers are around 91% of investors are white men. 91% of investors are white men. Hopefully, the numbers have changed since I read or when I looked up the information and read articles and stuff on it, but I talk about it and I made sure I talked about it in schools because we need to know these things and we need to learn how to be a part of the program because a lot of these millionaires are millionaires because of the investing, because they worked for the dollar and let the dollar grow and expand. Yes, there's a risk, but if you sprinkle your the well no that was going to sound a little dirty, but okay, if you spread the money into different money gardens, some might grow a little bit. Some might not grow much of anything or might just disappear, but some might just keep growing to the point where if anything happens to either the house or just, I don't want to say some things 'cause I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want people thinking, oh no, but or even health wise or whatever, if you come into a financial situation and you need money, emergency money quickly, just for any reason, it would be nice if you can go like in, yes, with some of them you're gonna have to pay the taxes back to it, but wouldn't it not be nice that you had it and that you didn't have to use your credit card and then credit card debt and then you're always gonna have to owe interest on it? Wouldn't that be nice? I think it would be great, but a lot of men, especially the black men, tell me that's not for women. That's not for black people. And then, that Dr. Phil guy, like I never liked him. Like I would watch it because it was on TV because my mom was watching it back in the day. But I always had a funny feeling about him. And then I watched the episode about the reparations, and there were a few other episodes that made me think that in my opinion, this is in my opinion, I repeat, but I felt a little bigotry in him, but especially when he talks about certain African American subjects, and that reparations one that answered everything I needed to know, because he started talking about how black people need to learn how to manage their money and things, and it's like, okay, well, if that's what it takes for us to get our reparations, why don't you help put that into the school districts, especially in the inner city, so that black people will start learning how to use money? And maybe at the libraries in the inner cities, maybe have money type of like talks and sessions, or even have a EDU site for African Americans. Well, anybody, but especially African Americans, they can learn different options to like maintain and invest their money. Why not those things? I tried to teach it, but teachers started going around telling the students I'm trying to make them be white when I was trying to teach them phonics and trying to get their grade or their reading grade level higher, when I was trying to teach them about investing, the stock market, and things like that, I'm trying to make them be white. When I was trying to teach them about international history or history within other countries, oh, I'm trying to make them be white. When the principal was trying to start a robotics club and I was in encouragement and I told her I would be any part of the program that needed to be done because they were going to need teachers to be involved in within it too. Then the teacher said I was trying to make them be white, but especially the investing one. But I am so happy that I had a couple students who went home and told their parents. And with one of them, I hope they're still doing it, but if not, no big deal. But I'm so glad she has a start and she's learned. But her mom came to the school and was talking to me, and every year for birthday and Christmas, she gets to choose a company off the websites that I showed her. And because I showed her one, or I showed the student one, but when the mom was telling me what she was going to do, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to hook you up. And I went to the classroom, grabbed my paper, and I started writing a few down. And the mom, like, looked, she was just like, oh my gosh, there's more. And I was like, there are so many more. And she's like, why don't you talk to the students about it? And I told her because the teachers told the students I'm trying to turn them white. So it's like I can't, like, it's heartbreaking, but when the students start throwing papers at me, threatening me and saying, oh, since you have money, then that means I could just steal what's in your purse, and or oh, they're gonna throw bleach on my outfits and things like that, and or they're gonna yank my hair or cut it off. And there's so many things that those students try to say and do to me, to the point where it's just like, if you don't want to learn, it's like I will only teach you what I have to teach you, because you don't even want to learn that. So, and this was in the inner city, and some of these students went home and told their parents that I was trying to turn them white, and they came to the school frustrated and mad at me. And I'm like, I'm trying to teach them how to invest money. And one thing about when 45 went to McDonald's and they were doing those interviews, oh, I'm going to have to find it. But the reporters were talking and interviewing 45, and it's crazy because one of the reporters even asked him, are you going to try to get the minimum wage higher? His response was, no, they make plenty of money. They're happy with what they make. Something like that. I know he said that they make plenty of money. But then when back in the day when they were doing the strikes with raising it to 15 and 25, Kamala was in the protests and the picket lines with them. She was fighting along in California, supporting the employees and saying that they deserve more. But are you going to be getting any now? No. No, minimum wage is not going to be increased. And it's crazy how I had debated a white guy like years ago, or it was 2020 or 2021. I was streaming because of COVID, so I and this one guy was like, I found out he was a Republican, and he just starts telling me how stupid I am. And when I was telling him some of the issues that Republicans are against, and I mentioned the minimum wage, his response was, who gives a blank about? Thank you for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too. Okay, before this is like round 10. I was like, because I have a part 2A to this one because I have to split it up because I have a disability and I'm on a disability budget because I'm trying to publish my book. and start my business with the Etsy, the website, and publishing the children's books. Children's books, the illustrations cost money. I pay an illustrator. Greeting cards, I use AI. I'm totally honest. I will always be honest with you. I use AI for my greeting cards. Yes, I do. But for my children's books, like the ones like all of the images you see on here, except for the skeleton, all of those, it's like either I made on Canva or I hired an illustrator. Yeah. So the skeleton is AI. I will not lie. And all your other brothers can't deny, anyway. But please check out my Etsy store because I do have a few products on there. I'm going to be making a lot more. Please check out like the pod. Oh my gosh, I haven't made a podcast episode in like 5 or 6 months. Some of you guys already know the story, but I'm gonna be back on the official podcast soon, and then I'm gonna do some exercises with you, some writing exercises, and I'm gonna have Patreon. So I'm gonna have a lot of stuff ready for you guys. But just know that with that, all of this costs money. So that means, yeah, when it comes to my budget, it's really low because physical therapy, stretch therapy, and different things that I need to be able to live my life as comfortable as possible. Yeah, that takes time and a lot of money. But I will talk to you guys soon. Please check out please comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz too.